Il y a beaucoup de...
Il baigne dans le Niger, mais il a un slip, lui. Ah oui, il a mis le slip.
Tiens, ça c'est pour ton père.
Ça, c'est pour mon père. Ça, c'est sûrement un garçon. Hein?
Ouais, ça serait marrant de voir si... Regarde.
Cidi Ouedraogo is 19 years old and is originally from Burkina Faso. Before he met Kansayi, he was, like many boys his age, a garibou, a street child. Thanks to Kansayi, Cidi has developed a very interesting skill. He takes photographs using an empty tin can, photographic paper, and a light meter. When Kansayi took him in and asked what profession he wanted to learn, Cidi said he wanted to be a photographer. Kansayi took him to work with a professional photographer with whom he learned the technique. 2 years ago, he exhibited his photos in Paris.
This technique is called camera oscura. These are tin cans that people don't use anymore. I recycle them, coat the inside with black paint, and make a very small hole that I cover with tape. In the laboratory, in the dark, I make the negative. I put it in the box and hermetically seal it. Then I go outside, and when I want to take a photograph, I measure the amount of light I need, which can vary from 1 second to an hour. When Cidi went to France, his friend said, "That's not true. There's no way he was able to go on a plane just because of a tin can."
Omar has just been taken in by Kansayi. He is 9 years old. His family abandoned him after he was repeatedly raped by one of his uncles. He wandered the streets of Mopti for months before Kansayi took him in. Today, he will start to work under the supervision of a carpenter who is a friend of his.
There are children who are murdered in the street, in the market, in the port, next to Bar Bozo. There are children who have been raped, prostitution, crazy people who beat them, who steal their shoes, clothes, blankets, what little money they have. This is where my work begins.
D'accord. Tu as vu, papa, il est venu comme toi, hein? Tu as vu, mais c'est bien travaillé. Il faut avoir du courage, hein?
Moi, je suis le patron, mais papa est adjoint. Donc, c'est ton patron. D'accord?
Omar, il faut avoir du courage, hein?
Oui.
Tu as vu, papa?
Oui.
Aujourd'hui, il peut tout faire, hein?
Oui.
Si tu es courageux,
oui.
Tu vas devenir même plus que papa. Tu as vu, papa, il peut tout faire maintenant.
Oui.
Tu as compris?
Oui.
C'est son patron, votre patron l'aime beaucoup. Il faut bien travailler, hein?
Oui.
Hein?
Oui.
Boubacar and his 2 new apprentices are going to visit Kansayi so he can look over the work they have done. Musa and Alpha have spent 2 years with this supportive, spontaneous, and self-managed organization. The role of the older boys, such as Boubacar or Cidi the photographer, is essential to the future of Kansayi's work.
Bonsoir. Ça va? Moïse, ça va? Boubacar, ça va? Alpha, ça va bien? Tous les 3, ils ont tout dessiné?
Ah oui.
Alpha et Moïse?
Ah oui.
Ah bon? Et Alpha, et toi, qu'est-ce que...
On a dessiné la grande mosquée de Ouangori.
La grande mosquée. Mais ça commence comme c'est petit à petit.
Voilà.
Donc, un jour aussi, ils seront comme toi.
Voilà.
Ah, ça c'est bien ça. Moïse, je peux voir vos dessins? Ça c'est pour Moïse.
Oui.
Ah, ça c'est pour Alpha. Oui. Ah, vraiment, les dessins sont magnifiques. Hein? Vraiment. Je crois avec le temps, ça peut bien améliorer, quoi. C'est très bien, c'est pas mal.
The work of Kansayi and his collaborators is marked by success. Only 1 out of every 4 children he takes in off the streets of Mopti returns to a life of poverty. The rest manage to keep moving forward. But not all of Mopti's children can join Kansayi's organization. He chooses them from among those with the most potential. He can only care for between 15 and 20 at a time. It is estimated that in Mopti, a city of 40,000 inhabitants, 300 children are homeless. They beg for money, scavenge through the trash, or catch fish in the mud.
To catch these kids, I walk through the bus station, by the mosques, the dump, the ports, many places. Children are like fishing. You find them where you least expect to.
When the river waters recede, some fish stay trapped in the mud. These fish are diseased. They usually cause food poisoning, but they serve to calm one's hunger.
If their mother is dead or divorced, other family members take care of the boys. But they join homes that already have many children and don't receive the love and care they need. They end up running away, finding refuge in the streets, creating a family with the rest of the homeless kids. There are also the children born out of wedlock. Here, if a man and women have not had a religious wedding ceremony, even though they might have had a civil one, their child is considered illegitimate. This is work that cannot be done by one person alone. It should be shared by parents, teachers, the state, all of us. I owe everything I am to Kansaye. He has taught me how to behave in life. If I'm happier now, considering the difficulties I've lived through, it's because of him. I've seen foreigners get excited about our work, but they have no idea how much we have suffered to get where we are. If you don't know what it's like to be raped, if you've never felt hunger gnawing at your belly, if you don't know what it's like to be beaten by your own parents, you just can't imagine what we're talking about here.
Les signatures, bon, normalement, on doit mettre ça la prochaine fois en bas. Tu as fait ça où, ça? Tu as fait des photos, ça c'est les photos de qui? Ça c'est les poteries, hein? C'est très joli.
There are many reasons why children end up on the street. The majority of them are orphaned. In the last several years, AIDS is the major cause behind orphaned children. Leisure is another aspect of Kansaye's work. He's formed a football team with the kids he looks after, and he's entered the team in the local football championship.
Some would say, I think he's a headhunter. It's impossible. How can he take care of street kids? They asked me, what kind of work is this? They didn't understand it. They yelled, he's crazy! Who knows what he does with those children? But in the end, they understood, and now they appreciate what I do. My dream? To become a great photographer, to be someone, so I can help children who are suffering the same things that I lived through as a kid.
I want to be an artist. I want my city and country known through my drawings. That day will come.
They say you have to care for children so that when you're older, they will care for you. But that isn't true. Children are like the earth. With them, you reap what you sow.